Hey folks, thanks for stopping by the channel today. As you know, I'm always doing something. I got lots to be done, a lot of things to fix, a lot of things to break, but always working on something. So today I'm working on my truck again. Not anything that has to be done, just maintenance that needs to be done. So we're going to swap out the differential oil on the front differential. So it's a four-wheel drive truck, and we've never changed the differential fluid on this, so I'm sure it's overdue. We got about 110,000 miles on the truck now, I believe. So we're going to change that out and put fresh oil in it. Haven't had any issues with it. It's always worked great, but we want to keep it that way. So let me show you how we're going to do it. Alright folks, here's our front differential. You can see the axles going out to the sides there. And Ford has made it really easy for us. Here, the lowest point in the differential, you see that's the drain plug. If we scoot on over to the other side and up a little bit, and that is the fill plug. Now on my truck, I had a little extra step because I've got this lift kit on here, and so I had that heavy duty skid plate which covers all that. So I had to remove the skid plate first, but normally I think in most trucks this is readily accessible, or maybe there's a light skid plate. Mine's real heavy duty, but still it was 3 bolts, so it wasn't a big deal. And that's why this bolt here that basically stabilizes and holds the front of the differential is currently out. So maybe an extra step, maybe not, but the main thing is Ford made it pretty easy by having these plugs real easy to locate. And of course you can see they come off with a standard 3/8 inch ratchet. Now one thing I'm going to tell you is always be sure to remove the fill plug before you remove the drain plug. Don't ever drain your differential without removing the fill plug first. The reason for that is because if you remove the drain plug and you drain that differential, and then for whatever reason when you try to remove the fill plug there's a problem and you can't get that sucker out, you're screwed. You would have to literally have it towed somewhere to have it worked on. Whereas if you just can't get it out first, then at least you've still got oil inside your differential and you can drive the truck somewhere to get some help or whatever you need. So always make sure that you take that one out first, just so that if something goes wrong you don't end up with a differential that's empty and you don't have any way to fix it. Alright, so let's go ahead and get a ratchet and let's get that fill plug out of there. Did I mention it's always harder to work around a camera? So that thing was tight, but we got it to break free. We don't have to take it all the way out. You just want to make sure that it's going to come out. So like I say, you don't get yourself in a bad predicament. So now we're going to move our drain pan underneath here, and we're going to open up that drain. Alright, so we've got our drain pan underneath. And it might be more convenient to break it free before you worry about the drain pan, because these things can be difficult to break free. I, of course, am trying to work around the camera and the drain pan and all my stuff. Makes it even more challenging. But hey, who don't like a good challenge? Once you break it free, it's pretty easy. But these have like thread lock from the factory. So I've never changed this. First time. 110,000 miles. I'm pretty sure I'm overdue. Wow. That actually doesn't look bad at all. I would have thought it'd have been black. But nope. Still looks pretty good, actually. I'm impressed. And that's supposed to hold 2 quarts. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove the fill plug just to let it drain easier with some airflow. I guess it would help if I had done the same thing on my drain pan. It's burping as it drains in, but oh well. And then I'm just gonna sit and let that drain for a while, and then I'll come back to it. Alright folks, we are down to just barely a drip, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and put that drain plug back in and call it good. Since that oil looked really good, and even the back of the plug doesn't look too bad, considering how many miles this thing has on it. I expected a lot worse. So I'm just wiping this plug down here and getting it good and clean to go back in. Get it in as far as I can, hand tight, and then I'm just gonna wipe that clean there, and then I'll get my ratchet again and tighten that up. Now I didn't clean off any of that thread seal or anything that from the factory, because that's gonna go ahead and seal this thing right back up again, which is what we want. We definitely don't want it dripping. And once you get in there, you can feel that sealant slowing it down. So we got it back in good, cleaned up. I'm not sure if there was a point where it stops or if you just put it in tight. I don't imagine that's going anywhere. I guess when you take it off, pay attention to how far in it's screwed in. I'll go back and look at the video and see if I need to go in further with it, but I think that's okay. I don't think it's going to leak. That's the key thing. So the next thing we got to do then is refill it. And according to the specs, this takes 2 quarts of 75-90 or 75W-90 gear oil, full synthetic. Now one thing I'll tell you is when I went looking for some oil, it was kind of hard to find. I mean, they used to carry it at Walmart, but Walmart, at least here, didn't have any gear oil at all. They had all the regular oil, engine oil, no gear oil. And I was at Tractor Supply, and they didn't have the right weight. So I just swung by O'Reilly's Auto Parts, and of course they had some. What I was surprised was they didn't have much variety. And so I ended up getting Master Pro brand. And this is, you know, a brand that I guess O'Reilly sells. So that's what I ended up with. High performance, extreme pressure, GL5 gear lubricant. So I'm sure it'll be just fine. And looking at the original stuff, yeah, real confident. So as far as putting it in, here's the easiest way to do it. Remove your inner seal, cut your cap off so it's open, and then take a piece of 3/8 clear tubing and put that on there, just to make it a bit easier to fill it. And I'll show you what I mean. So there's our fill hole, and you can see there's not a lot of space in there to actually maneuver a bottle and try to get that, you know, to where you can fill it without spilling it. So the easiest thing to do is take that piece of hose, and then you can have your bottle out towards your wheel and have room to turn your bottle up and get your oil flowing through that hose. Of course, be careful as you're working to not pull your hose out and spill your oil everywhere. So I let that drain out of there, and then I just unscrew the cap from this one and screw it right onto the next one. I don't need to worry about cutting another cap or anything like that. Just switch lids. Getting to the point now that it's starting to drain out a bit. So once it gets to where it's draining like that, it is full. And so this took just under 2 quarts. I got about 2 or 3 ounces left. Now what I can do is close it up, drive it a little, and then check it again. And if we need to add a little more to it, then we got a few more ounces we can add to it. Alright folks, we got it all back together. There's that heavy duty skid plate I was talking about. It's all back on, and we still have access to the fill plug, so when we drive it we can check it afterwards and just verify that it's all good, but I'm pretty sure we're good to go. So that's all there was to it. The front was pretty darn easy. As always folks, thanks for watching our videos and supporting our channel. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It's free. You can subscribe for nothing, absolutely free. Anyway, that's how you help our channel. Ring that notification bell, share out the video, all that kind of stuff to tell YouTube that you like what we're doing. As always, thanks for watching. Take care. God bless. We'll see you on the next one.